All right. We're finally live. That was longer than normal.
Yeah, I was out late coming back from errands, and once I got home, my internet cut out. Sorry, so that was
No, I
great.
meant the part from when I click start broadcast to actually being live.
Oh, that too. Yes.
Yeah. Um,
I was
yeah.
like, why are we
But
getting
yes, you
like
were a little late. That's
pause?
true. Not as late as Nathan. Man,
Who will never be here tonight?
jeez, that guy. Yeah. So yeah, Nathan won't be joining us tonight. He's working new job, new schedule, so he might be shifting the show around a bit in the future, but we'll keep everyone posted on that. We were talking about PAX East a second ago.
Mm-hmm. Because
You
that's where I'll be
leave.
next week.
Yeah, you leave on Thursday, you were saying.
Yeah, so I have to be ready-ish for the panel and everything by then.
When again is the panel? Let's hear it.
There's been some weird scheduling juggling, but we are confirmed for Saturday at, I believe, 3 o'clock
Okay. Where is it?
at PAX East.
Yeah, but like what theater? Like, give
I
everyone the
don't remember
info.
the theater name. I'll look it up while we're talking about PAX East.
All right. But you were saying apparently a lot of companies aren't coming to PAX East. I did not know about this. What's the
Uh,
word?
I don't know. Like, a friend of mine who's also going, he sent me a message saying Nintendo, Sony, Sega, Konami, EA, and Capcom all aren't going to PAX East.
Those are some like big hitters.
I know. That's what I find so weird.
However, now that I think about it though, that's almost kind of like, well, it means a lot more indies or, more percentage of indies, and that's kind of what PAX used to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You
all
know,
those companies took up giant chunks, so I mean, it's probably going to be like super empty or spaced out there this year.
or let's just hope they like just more space for everyone else. Like now all the indies have like three game consoles going at once.
Hmm.
So
We're in the Albatross Theater from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock on Saturday.
all right, cool. And it's your game show thing, right?
Yep, throwing controllers.
Cool. So do you have like a whole new set of questions? Are there any repeats?
I'm going to use ones that weren't used in previous years. So those
Okay.
come back, but all the stuff that's been used is going to be replaced, and there's a new category. Each year I add a new category.
Ooh, do people know what this is, or is it a surprise?
It's a surprise for now because I haven't
Okay,
finished writing it all up, but it might still get
sure.
tweaked.
All right, cool, cool. Well, definitely good luck. I really like, and I did this last year, that the PAX website streams a lot of their panels online.
Hmm.
So I can kind of look down the list, and they don't do it for everyone, which would be incredible.
I think it's
But
usually ones that are in the main theater.
I think it's just yeah, everything that'll be in the main theater will show, or I think it might be anything that'll be in like these two theaters, so you kind of have a bit of a choice. So I kind of get to look like that panel sounds kind of interesting. I'll watch that, and I remember last year just having the laptop running for like the entire day, just while playing games and just like what do they talk about? I don't know, video games, just background noise, which was definitely kind of cool.
Hmm.
So I'll probably do something similar this year since I will not be going. Um, but anyway, excited?
I would be more excited if I didn't have to do the panel.
Well, but that's like, is PAX East also 4 days now, or is that just main
It's
PAX?
3 days. That's just main packs.
Okay. Well, you still have, you got your Friday, you got your Sunday.
I guess, but I mean, Friday is also we're recording our next tournament for the Runaway Guys, and so
Right.
really it's just Sunday, and Sunday's a half day, and everything closes early, and I'm probably going to be busy making sure everyone's organized for the flight back. So PAX isn't really a vacation for me anymore, is what I'm
Right,
saying.
but that seems to be the usual when it comes to conventions with you.
I guess. Well,
So
like
like,
Prime last year was supposed to be my vacation because we didn't have a panel, and then it ended up being the most work I've done at any convention ever. So,
I see. You just need to prioritize yourself better. But
what do
I
you mean
guess the
prioritize myself
recording.
better? People write my schedules for me. I'm kind of fucked in that
Oh,
aspect.
do they? Is that how it
Yeah,
works? Oh,
yeah,
I see.
usually.
Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know that. A little behind the curtain there. Very cool. Well, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing or to hearing about what you played. You'll have to
Yeah.
play some cool stuff.
All I'm sure 2 games.
I already recommended you have to check out whatever Cards Against Humanity is doing because they
Hmm.
have new stuff they're saying. Um,
I'll have to check that out to pick up some more stuff myself too. So,
yeah, yeah, for sure. If there's new stuff, you got to grab me some. And yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I guess this is the top-down perspective.
yeah, it's just two of us, so we got nothing really to ramble about. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is April 3rd. It's Thursday, April 3rd. I'm the host this week, Sean Booker. I'm joined with John Wheeler,
Yo.
as usual. And did you update the doc? Can I even see? Yes, you did. All right. John,
hmm
what have you been playing?
I finished off Yoshi's New Island.
Okay, short game, I understand.
Ish. Yeah, because I 100%ed it obviously took longer, but
Sure.
yeah, still don't like that game.
You still don't like it, you said?
No, still don't like it.
Okay, that's good because when we recorded last time and then you went and you streamed that night,
Yeah.
there were so many people being like, "It's not that bad. It's not that bad," and then you started transitioning from "I don't like that game at all" to "Well, I guess it's not the worst" to like "I guess it's okay." And like I remember specifically with the music, it was kind of like the music of this game sucks. And then by the time I left the stream,
Mhm.
your opinion had switched to, "Well, I guess the music's fine except this one part of this one song." So I was half expecting like I'm gonna come to the show next week and John's gonna be like, "I like that game."
No. Here's the funny thing. When we talked last about the game, I was like in I think the end of World 5.
Something around there.
So since then, I've played all of World 6 and finished off the last secret stage. All the good music's in World 6.
I think I actually heard like all the good gameplay is also in World 6.
Yes, I will also agree with that. So
Awesome.
yes, if you play just World 6, no, I don't know. Um, the hidden stage was still a little rough, but it was actually easier than the World 5 one. So that was fun.
Okay.
Like
Right, the World 5 one was
that
that
was the
bullet
bullet
one.
bill juggling one.
Right. You were streaming it. I watched you play some of that.
Yeah, that was fun. Woo.
Right, yeah.
No, I still don't really recommend the game. I think at its best, it's mediocre.
Sure.
Uh, but I mean, that's really only in certain points. There, like I said during the stream, and I guess now, I cooled down I basically ranted on when we did the podcast last week, and then kind of got that out of my system and like mellowed out a bit during the stream. But at its core, like there's still small things that I like that they changed from like the original, like not having 100% the stage completely. You can do it in chunks. Uh, just little things like that. There's still a ton of things I hate, like the medals and stuff like that. The tilt controls are garbage. Just little things like that. But
Yeah, I don't get tilt controls. I never ever want tilt controls.
I know there was talk for a while that tilt controls were mandatory, like to be included somewhere in any Nintendo-made game. So I don't know
Weird.
because even like
Okay.
Mario Luigi Super or Dream Team had it.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to think of like any game ever like that has tilt control stuff, and I'm even on different other consoles and whatnot, and it's like, has there ever been like a part that I thought was great? I guess Kirby Tilt and Tumble because it's just kind of silly. Apart from that,
True, but that was like the main focus of the game. When it's the main focus of the game, it's not as big a deal.
like they're designing for that, so sure. But when it's
Yeah.
just like, and this part you tilt, it's like, oh, why? Like, just come on, what?
Yeah, like
And I couldn't even imagine like because like portable system sounds like I guess portable system that's when tilt would work best because the system is portable. But it's like if I'm walking somewhere or I'm on a bus, I
mm.
don't want to be tilting that thing ever. Like
Well, I mean,
what?
at that point, you play a different game, or like, 'cause I mean, like, yeah, you're not gonna try to pick like a motion control heavy game that you're gonna play when you're out in public, usually.
Right, but if it's just a game that's not mainly motion controlled and then a motion controlled section comes up, it's just like, oh crap, now I'm gonna be the guy on the bus who looks like he's getting way into his game because he's like rotating it around. That's stuff
True.
like no, wait, like the gyroscope kind of stuff on the 3DS with the camera where it's like, oh, you gotta hold this up to see something. It's like, please don't make me do this in
Oh, the
public.
augmented reality stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like, because like with Bravely Default, it started out with thought. I was in a train station when that was happening, and it was just like, fuck. I had to like face a wall, and it kept making me like crouch down and shit. And I was just like, I look like an idiot. I look like a weird guy in the train station right now. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. Beat it 100%, done with it, don't have to play it again. Like I said, mediocre at best. People will try it out anyways. I don't think you should. I think there are better Yoshi games out there. Get the original or the GBA version now that's coming out
or
on
get
Wii
Donkey
U.
Kong. It came out at like the same time.
Yeah, but Donkey Kong's not portable, which is the problem.
I guess, but like I'm just saying, if you're looking for like a new Nintendo game, Donkey Kong came out at the same time,
Like,
so
yeah, really the only perk this one's got is that it's portable, and even then, not that
and
strong a
like
game.
both Mario Golf and Kirby come out in a few weeks on the same day. Those are
Gosh,
portable.
that's this month too, isn't it? They come out.
Yeah, April now.
All right,
So
sweet.
there
I
you
gotta pick those. I gotta pick those up.
go. Right, right.
Other than Yoshi, I've been playing Minecraft.
Okay. And now have you played it before, or is this like first time played, or is this kind of like first
Uh,
time getting deep, or
I
maybe?
played once with some guys we know, Eno, Paul, couple of guys like that. They're people I do video series with, and did
Right.
not have fun at all.
Okay.
Like
What was the problem?
I just didn't like it. I guess they threw me in without really understanding anything, and they just started doing things like teleporting me around, drop me off pits, tell me
Okay.
to try to build stuff, and I didn't have anything to work with. I just wasn't sure what I was doing. I just wasn't having fun. But the stream, someone set up a server for us, Ham Sandwiches. So my streaming channel has a Minecraft server, dedicated one.
Wait, was the person who set it up named Ham Sandwiches, or is that your server name?
That's his name.
Okay.
So we've got the server there, and I decided I'd go on, and they gave me mod powers and creation powers. So basically, I'm in creative mode all the time instead of like normal Minecraft mode, which means I don't have to worry about health. I can fly around. Any block I break, it breaks immediately, and I can put things however I want. So
Oh,
now that it's just
is this how all those like crazy sculptures in Minecraft get made, and they're not being done by like hand?
yeah,
Oh,
it's a
now
lot easier.
I'm a degree of magnitude less impressed when I see those now.
But yeah, it still takes time to build those, but it's a lot. Honestly, it's a lot more fun this way for me.
Okay.
So like I've built like a floating castle and a bunch of roller coasters. So
Have you done any of like the traditional gameplay, or is it just this creation stuff?
just the creation stuff. I honest to God have zero interest in the original gameplay.
All right. All right.
So this is just a sandbox game to me now, and
So
that's
is it just that the server popped up, or was there like any interest? What prompted this?
yeah. One of the guy who runs it, Ham. I usually play Payday with him. So he was talking about it the other day, and I had been on another friend's server for a stream the other day, and we were playing. It was a MineZ server, so it was basically DayZ in Minecraft, which was all right. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll give it another shot. So I popped on the server and just tried out stuff, and I was having fun.
Okay. Have you been playing? Are you still in it? You gonna play some more, or was it just kind of a passing
Uh,
fancy?
the next week's gonna be super busy for me because I have to make sure everything's ready for PAX. So I'm not gonna be
Right.
on there that much, but I have been enjoying it so far.
Okay. Cool. 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 And I guess that was it for you this week.
Yep. Well, unless you count me actually finally getting level 100 in Payday.
Is that the end?
It used to be. Then they
What?
added Infamy, so it's basically the same as prestiging in Call of Duty.
Okay. So is that the end for you, or are you still like playing it?
Uh, me and a couple other friends are all going to prestige at the same time and go through it again. So
Oh, that's cute.
it comes with extra. Really, really. So,
Well, hey, so best of luck. I recall a time when you said, "I'll get to 100 and then I'll be done."
yeah, but then that was like a week later. They added the Infamy. I'm like, all right, and they're still adding new songs, new stages. So it's like, all right, you know what? You've still got your hooks in me. So
Speaking of like new songs and stuff, like FTL updated this morning.
ooh,
Like, were you an FTL fan? I can't remember.
I liked what I played.
Okay, like any interest in checking out the update? It was free. If you have it on PC, it's a free update.
I probably will.
So it's on iPad. It's $10, which I didn't pick up that one because I have the PC one,
Hmm.
and I like having the mouse. But we'll see what I do. So I guess what I played then.
Yep.
I finished Professor Layton last night. Real mixed feelings on it. I'm in the middle of writing my review right now.
Okay.
So I'll probably, well, actually tomorrow night I'm going to Captain America IMAX 3D opening night with some guys from work. Um, so I'm not actually 100% sure when I will finish that review, but it was just that game was just kind of a bummer, especially
Really?
when I started noticing there's a lot of repeat puzzles and it just kept happening, and I'm like, oh, come on, another reason to just kind of be down on this game.
Repeat puzzles as in they've been in previous games, or just they've like it's another different version of a puzzle that was in the game earlier?
The latter, like it'll be like, let's say the name of the puzzle is like cross the river, and then you get to cross the river too.
To be fair, the original Layton had a lot of that too.
I would not say it had a lot of it. I would say it had some of it. This one has the most I've seen in a Layton game of that. Like there was a solid chunk where all I was getting was like I'd go to an area, I'd see like a new puzzle, and then the next four were like repeats of the two or whatever. I'd go to a town, I'd see like three new puzzles, and then the next six after that were like a double or a triple of one of the first three. So that was just kind of a bummer section. I will say though, like, you know, you finish it up, there's some cool twists at the end that I did not see coming. So I guess, you know, the story picks up a bit, because for the most part, like I mentioned before, you don't have that overarching mystery, so there isn't really that engaging of a plot going on. It's more of just kind of, hey, we're going to go on a traveling adventure to find items. It's like, oh, all right, that's not unique. But at the very end, because this is like, even though it's like basically the episode 3 for Star Wars in terms of how it fits in with everything else, you know, it's the end of a trilogy, but it's a prequel trilogy. It even ends on basically showing the opening scene of Professor Layton 1.
Oh.
And it's just kind of everyone saying like goodbye and stuff, because this is basically the last Layton game, not including Layton Cross Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
So even though I was like, this game's not really good, I definitely got to a point where I'm like, I'm really bummed out that this is the end of Professor Layton. And then, yeah, adding the entire first cutscene from the first game, it was just like, man, this series, I love it so much. Love you so much, Professor Layton.
So now what you're saying is, now that you've seen the first cutscene, you have to start the first game again and just keep repeating
Yeah,
and
just goes in a
nonstop.
circle and yeah. Well, it was just kind of a nice addition, because obviously well, it's like, well, he's gonna have 3 more games of adventures, and they just kind of remind you like the very first thing. It's like, hey, remember this when they were driving through that little meadow in the car? And they got that letter, and it's like, oh, I do remember that. And then
You started crying.
And it's like, oh man, this is my favorite game, Professor Layton.
No.
I'm gonna solve all puzzles with you, Luke and Layton. Yeah. No, so, it has kind of a sweet ending, but for the most part, I wasn't really feeling that game, which was a bummer to be.
That's a shame.
So I kind of left the game feeling like, I'm kind of glad it's over. 1, I have other stuff to play. 2, I didn't have the best time with it. And the other half of me was, that's kind of a bummer that it's over. I'm so glad that Professor Layton Ace Attorney's coming out, because it means there's more Layton in my future.
When is that coming out? I heard it actually might have finally made it to the UK.
Yeah, I think it was. I want to say it's sometime this year, but I'm not 100% sure, because we've been getting more and more... Oh, actually, I was going to say, were we getting trailers in like Nintendo Directs for it recently, or no?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, okay, that must have been just normal Professor Layton then. But I want to say it's got to be soon, because it's...
Yeah, actually, that came out in PAL in Australia in March 28th and March 29th, so they just got it at like less than a week ago.
Okay, so it's been translated, and there you go.
Yeah, we're the only area that has not received it yet, and there's no set date on Wikipedia. It just says 2014.
Who knows? But I'll definitely want to play that. So, someone in the chat is saying there was a Layton 7, but it looks super different. I don't know what this is.
I'm not sure.
Layton 7. Oh yeah, it looks like Tiny Town, or whatever their thing was. I don't know. I'll
The
look
one
at
in
that
the
later
third or
on.
fourth game?
The one in the 4th game, yeah, that was kind of like an 8-bit Animal Crossing with Layton characters or whatever. Anyway, I would like there to be more standard Professor Layton games. Maybe they should take some more time off and kind of rethink about just the writing and whatnot, and just how to really bring some life into that game. But yeah, anyway, I also played a bit more Tropical Freeze.
What do you think? Where are you at now? Because you were at World 3 last time.
Right, I actually just played like the tiniest bit, and it was mainly a couple levels in World 3, and then I went back to World 1 to try and find some secret exits to find a silhouette stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I found one secret exit, and it didn't lead me to a silhouette stage, so I'm still looking. But yeah, I didn't really play much of that. Mainly this week was just finish Professor Layton. Um, and I did play the intro section of Infamous Second Son.
Ooh.
So that's only about 30 minutes or so. It's basically, if anyone has played it, it's to the point where you do your first like good or bad choice. Which there's a bit of running. Like first thing I felt with that game is, man, that game is pretty. That game looks.
I've been hearing stories of how good that game looks.
Yeah. Second thing that I've been thinking about quite a bit is the main character is Native American, which I thought, oh, that's pretty unique. Like I know we had Assassin's Creed 3, but apart from that, there's like never any Native American game characters. So that was just kind of cool to see. And then the third is, as soon as I did like my first like jump, like just jumping around, I was like, oh, this is an Infamous game. This feels exactly like Infamous jumping. It's kind of floaty. He does that like spread knee kind of jump in the air, like he's kind of crouched in the air and stuff. And it handles quite a bit like Infamous so far. But again, I've only played 30 minutes. You get your smoke powers, which basically I think I have to just hit circle when I'm going towards something, and I'll just phase through anything that's in front of me.
Cool.
Which is totally awesome. Yeah, you get in a fight where you're half fighting the guy, half chasing him, and he'll be like across the room, and it's like, doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna phase through this car and the fence, and I'm gonna be right in his face and start hitting him with this chain. It's pretty cool. I'll definitely say that. But yeah, I haven't played too much with it yet. I definitely want to get into it more. It's just it's always in the back because I have other games I need to be reviewing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play more of it, so we'll see what happens this weekend. But yeah, I enjoyed the little bit of it that I played, and actually that's all I played.
Except for our failed attempt at playing Killer Instinct.
Oh yeah, we definitely tried that, and we could not connect. And we think it's a Killer Instinct issue and not us.
Not sure. See, I thought that might have been the case, so I went online and played a random match later, right after.
And it was fine?
Yeah, perfectly fine. No lag or anything.
Well, what was the issues we were having? We just... It would... Near the end, it just wouldn't let us connect.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, we were connecting, and we thought, oh, my internet's too slow, so you should host. And that got us into a game, but then it just disconnected us.
Yeah, in the middle of the match, just kept disconnecting nonstop. We couldn't even get like one health bar gone.
Right, but I guess if you were able to play with someone else, it's got to be me. Then I'm the problem.
I knew it.
Which is weird because I am running wireless, so I could see that being the issue. But I played the Titanfall beta a number of matches, never got disconnected.
So, I mean, keep in mind, if that was the beta, that was not as many people on that, so you never know.
We were playing a solo game, 1-on-1.
I guess that's true. I don't know. Killer Instinct servers might have been messed. Who knows?
Maybe. I guess speaking quickly of Killer Instinct, they announced, I guess it would have been last week.
The final character for the first season.
No, I wasn't going to say that, but let's just, we're done anyway, so let's just say news.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll say that Iron Galaxies is doing Season 2 of Killer Instinct.
Iron Galaxies?
Iron Galaxies, the developers of Dive Kick and Wrecketeer.
That's who I thought you said, but they haven't done much.
Well, they did Dive Kick. Actually, the thing with Iron Galaxies is they're more of like a porting studio. They do a ton of games, and they port them onto different platforms and whatnot.
Yeah, wow.
So they have their hands in a lot of pots, actually. But in terms of games that they developed in-house, I think it's just like Wrecketeer and Dive Kick. Which, hey, you love Dive Kick.
I do love Dive Kick, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of... Because it was originally Double Helix, but they got bought by Amazon Game Studios, right? Or Amazon bought them.
Yep.
So I guess one thing that I just find kind of interesting is seasons to a fighting game franchise.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, this was Microsoft's whole test of well, if you want to just play the game casually, you have one free character and you don't have to pay for the game, but then it's buy it per. It's the idea of customizing your own fighting game based on who you want or don't want.
Right. But that's still different from what I would consider a season of a fighting game would be.
I guess it's true.
That's especially with a new developer working on the second season, that just opens up even more possibilities of what a season could mean for a fighting game. Obviously, they'll probably do new characters.
Yeah.
But like, will they do fundamental like game changes, like mechanics and whatnot? Stats or whatever,
I think that would be the idea. Would be like balancing everything like that.
balance
But
issues and whatnot. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Iron Galaxy's doing the next of that, so that's definitely interesting. We'll see if there's any dive kick characters that get in there.
I doubt it. They'd be like in there as a mod at best. Because out of the 8 characters that have been announced or are already out for Killer Instinct, only one's original. Everyone else was already on a previous Killer Instinct game.
Right, but that could have just been season one, or that they could put just one dive kick character in there. Like it's just you know that's we put that in there. Like I don't know. I could see it happening. I could see it happening. Other news I put down here. Quick one. There's a new video game themed story bundle up on storybundle.com. So if you guys like books about video games, um, go check those out. There seems to be some cool ones. One's about Minecraft. You played Minecraft this week, so they go topical.
That doesn't mean I like the story of it.
I'm just. I
Because
don't.
there's not even that much story to Minecraft. Like it's just at the end once you defeat the final boss.
Right. I'm assuming the book is kind of how Minecraft was like formed and Notch, which I think that would be an interesting story since he's like the man now.
Yeah.
There's a book about Earthbound, so there you go. You like Earthbound?
Ooh, okay, that might be a good read.
Yeah. So anyway, there's one on Portal 2. Anyway, so if you guys like books on video games, the Video Game Bundle 3.0 is up on Story Bundle. I would probably recommend that. I bought one of their game bundles before in order to get the what book was it? I wanted the Spec Ops book, and that was part of it. So
All right. Okay, so you're already familiar with them, so you can vouch for them.
the story bundle, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's similar to the Humble Bundle. You pay what you want, and you just get stories and whatnot. And I don't know if there's much to vouch for. If you like paying what you want for digital copies of books, there you go. Probably the biggest news I saw this week was Amazon Fire TV being announced and on sale now.
Oh,
Did you
really?
see
They,
this?
they pulled the Sega Saturn. Holy shit.
Was that like we announced it and sell it on the same day?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd say that's more of an Apple thing.
I guess.
But hey, keeping
It's
video games
more
cheap,
recent. It's
that's
more
good.
recent.
Um,
Tiny bit.
so yeah, Amazon announces the Kindle, not the Kindle. Well, Amazon does own the Kindle. Hey, news! Amazon owns Kindle. Amazon announced Fire TV, which is a streaming box, much like the Roku, but it can also play some games, which is the interesting part.
Mm-hmm.
They even have a controller for it.
So it's not just a case where it's just playing iOS or Android games?
Correct. Because the Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us are on their way there.
What?
Yeah, it can play games. The controller, have you seen it? Are you looking at this article at all?
I'm looking at the article right now.
Yeah, the controller, I think it looks kind of like a Wii U Pro controller.
It looks like a mix between that and I almost want to say the Ouya. Kind
Well, I was
of.
gonna. What? No, the Ouya has the screen. That's the thing with the screen. Or what? Okay, the button layout is it's an Xbox controller, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
with the analog sticks, and even the 4 little bumps in the analog sticks, it is an Xbox controller. But I think just with the whole flat surface, that's where I got the Pro controller.
Yeah, fair
Thoughts
enough.
from. Yeah.
I don't know. I still get Ouya vibes looking at
I've
it.
already heard people saying, I've heard Jeff Gerstmann saying it doesn't feel that great, but it's not as bad as the Ouya.
Fair enough. I mean that was a pretty low bar to try to beat. So
The stream box is $100. The controllers are 40, but I believe it. Yeah, it doesn't come with a controller, so you have to get an additional. So 140 for everything. Buying it also gets you $10 in credit. A free month of, I should say, credit on Amazon. A free month of Amazon Instant Streaming and Netflix, as well as a copy of Sev Zero, which, from what I learned reading this article, is Amazon Game Studios has apparently been making games for years, and this is one of their games. Is a third-person sci-fi shooter with tower defense mechanics called Sev Zero. so you get a bundled in game. The list of like when they were announcing this, there was a list of developers mentioned on stage. The list was Electronic Arts, Disney, Gameloft, Ubisoft, Telltale, Mojang, 2K Games, Sega, and Double Fine. And they've already shown Minecraft is going to be on it. Monsters University, which I don't know what game that would be because that's a movie.
Yeah.
The Game of Life.
I assume the board game.
Which is a board game, so that's probably going to be just a crappy board game version of it. The Walking Dead, NBA 2K14, Asphalt 8, which I think is one of those weird iOS racing games.
Yeah, it used to be on the Game Boy Advance and the DS, and then it moved over to mobile and handheld.
Riptide GP2, whatever that is, and Despicable Me Minion Rush, which sounds like garbage. But anyway, Walking Dead, NBA 2K14, that could be like an iOS version of that. But either way, Walking Dead is a real game. We know that is a game to listen to, and they mentioned Double Fine. There you go. Right? So games are actually coming to it, and like I said, yeah, you can already order one and get it now. It's for sale on I should say, and Minecraft is a game. Minecraft's totally a game. You play it this week.
I don't know.
So,
I think it's kind of a crazy move, but I can't be too shocked. I mean, we knew that they were going to do something game-related because they bought Double Helix, so...
Right, they bought Double Helix, which I doubt... I'm sure Double Helix is working on something for them, but they did it so recently, the purchase, that we're probably not going to hear about anything for a while. But it's just kind of interesting to see that Amazon is really looking into video games. So, that's that. Last thing in news I saw was that actually, before we move on, one update I saw in the article was that Amazon Game Studios has hired Portal designer Kim Swift and Far Cry 2 designer Clint Hawking. So now they have some serious names working there.
Weird choices, but I mean, yeah. I don't know how to feel about this, honestly.
Too bad Nathan's not here because he's the Far Cry 2 guy.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, Clint Hawking was the lead designer on that game. So
Nathan's probably all oh yeah, like that.
Maybe. Yeah.
He's just listening to this podcast right now and goes oh yeah.
Well, yeah. There was a point where Nathan wanted an Ouya.
Oh right. What did he want that Ouya for exactly? I don't even remember.
He was just like, hey, it's for free the games. It's for indie games. I love indie games. And then the Ouya turned out to be kind of garbagey. So I don't know. Anyway, that's the thing. The last thing I was going to say is Amy Hennig, the main person behind the Uncharted series, the main writer there, is now working for. I didn't put the right link in there. Now that I look at it. She's now working for Visceral Games with EA, working on their new Star Wars game.
Oh, right. The one that's also using Frostbite proper.
Right. So I'm going to put the actual link in there in case you want to see it. There you go. So yeah, like I said, lead creative director from the Uncharted series. She just left. It was kind of a big thing that happened recently. They were like, why did she leave? Uncharted 4 was being worked on. Yeah, she got picked up. Visceral Games. Apparently she worked at EA before, 29 years ago or something, so that's kind of a weird thing. She's kind of an older lady. So that's how 29 years works.
Mm.
And anyway, yes, she's working on the Star Wars game. So I don't know. That makes me because I don't care about Star Wars. I do care about Uncharted. I am now more interested in this Star Wars game.
So you think the writing on the Star Wars games would be pretty solid, basically?
I definitely would say they're better. I wouldn't say the writing in Uncharted games is solid. But I'm saying those games have been fun, kind of like a roller coaster. Those games are basically a roller coaster. And I didn't play The Force Unleashed 2 or The Old Republic. I don't really care about Star Wars games. Now I'm, my interest level has, gone from, here to, about, there.
Ooh, that's a big jump.
It's a moderate jump, but, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That's all I found for news. This is a fast-moving podcast because
Ah,
Nathan's not here to talk forever.
now, well, now that you put it that way,
Yeah,
now we know why these are usually long podcasts.
right. But it's okay because you guys sent in a ton of questions. We should just do extra question round to fill up that time. Um,
I don't know. We got a lot of questions here as it
we
is.
do. If anyone has more, throw them in the chat and we might pick some out. But let's move on to the question.
Let's read some emails. I really gotta get that
All right.
erased.
Let's just go back and forth.
All right.
I got this first one. Andrew writes in. This is actually friend of the show, Andrew. Nathan's friend. Too bad he's not here. Are any of you guys playing Elder Scrolls Online? Any thoughts if you are?
No, and it really hasn't grabbed my interest. But I mean, I'm also one of the only one out of the three that hasn't played like the Elder Scroll games proper, and doesn't have any
I
real
haven't
interest
played
in it.
any Elder Scrolls game ever.
What? I thought you played it like at least Oblivion.
No, I think you're thinking of Nathan again.
Well,
He
like I know Nathan was for sure, but I thought for sure you had played one of them as well.
No, I own Elder Scrolls Oblivion because I think I bought it for $1 somewhere. I think Blockbuster was selling it for $1. I don't know why.
Weird. I don't know. I thought for sure you had played one of the Elder Scrolls.
No, I own Oblivion.
Fair enough.
I have not played it. So unfortunately, Nathan would be the one to play it. However, he's not an MMO guy, so I doubt you're going to be getting any coverage of Elder Scrolls Online from the top-down perspective.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, topdownperspective@gmail.com is where you can send in questions. That's our email address. On Twitter, it's @TDP Podcast, and on Facebook, just search Top Down Perspective. What's the next question?
Next question comes to us from Corey. What do you guys think of the sudden spike in video game movies, including Sly Cooper, Minecraft, and The Last of Us? I wouldn't say it's sudden because there's always been plans to make movies based on video games for years. It's just now they're actually starting to look like they might be released. Because like there were talk for years that there would be a Need for Speed movie. That only just came out this year. There were talks about Metroid movies, Halo movies. They've been in like pre-production for years. They eventually fall through.
World of Warcraft is being worked on. Same with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, those have been known for years. Like back when it was just like still the first Assassin's Creed game, there was talk about there being a movie.
In terms of like the 3 he lists, like I'm only kind of interested in the Last of Us one because that one was already so like story heavy and whatnot. I don't know what a Minecraft movie is.
I assume, the only thing that comes to mind for that is a documentary that they were working on, but I think that already came out.
What comes to mind is the Lego Movie, which I loved the Lego Movie, but I have no connection to Minecraft. So, John, you played Minecraft this week. I don't know if we've mentioned that enough.
No.
How would you feel about a Minecraft movie?
I feel like it'd be funnier if it was just literally like screen capture of someone playing the game, and then there was just like some narrative around it, and this guy was just building a house and didn't care about the narrative. You could just see the things going on in the background around him.
That doesn't sound like a movie that would be made. I'm just gonna burst
I
the bubble
know,
right
but
now.
I think it would be funnier.
Okay, well, I don't think I would spend money to go see that. Actually,
I wouldn't
if
either,
that
but like I said,
Minecraft
it'd be
title
funnier.
and it made it to theaters, I'd probably see that just to be like, what is up with this weird thing? Quick question that I saw in the chat. I'm trying to see who wrote it. From Comet. Sean, now that you're finished all 6 Layton games, which one was your favorite? I feel like story-wise, the first one had the best like reasoning for why you're doing all these puzzles. In every like following one, it was just kind of you do puzzles because this is a puzzle game. Like, come on, what do you like? It's a puzzle game. However, I like the fourth one quite a bit because they added in Little London. It was just like two games in one stone. There you go. What? All right, second question from Corey. Also, with Nintendo going out of its way to make crossovers lately, not that we've gotten any news on Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei or Hyrule Warriors in a while, are there any crossovers you'd like to see or that you think we're more likely to see in the future? I think we'll probably get some more fighting game ones because those seem like they're kind of easier to do.
I would like another like Capcom versus SNK, which would really at this point just be Street Fighter versus King of Fighters, but I'd still be okay with that.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I think fighting games are the easier ones to do.
Yeah, I mean Street Fighter X Tekken or Cross Tekken, sorry, came out like a year or two ago, and supposedly Tekken Cross Street Fighter is still in development.
I don't know if it's still in development. We haven't heard about anything from that game for like a year and a half.
There were Capcom. Namco made a comment about it recently, saying, "Yeah, it's still in development."
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm. Oh, I don't know. What would you see? You just want fighting? That's it?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know really what else I'm looking for. Like, there's games like Project Cross Zone that had a bunch of crossovers, and like that was okay. So like,
I
it
could
really
go
seems
for
like they're
like a
mostly.
Mario Kart cross like Smash Bros, where it's just a kart racer with all the Nintendo game characters.
So just Mario Kart.
Yeah, but just with like more people,
Mario Kart, but with more characters.
with more
I
Nintendo
guess.
characters. I could see that doing really well.
I don't think it's really that needed though, but that would. I feel like that's gonna be what they do with Mario Kart 9, because I feel like they're at a point where it's like, all right, what do we do with Mario Kart now?
I feel like most of their IPs they've gotten to a point of what do we do now, and they just repeat whatever was last done.
Yeah.
So, well, I shouldn't say that. Mario Kart 8 is on its way. They've implemented a fart button that's revolutionary.
You are still upset about that, aren't you?
That you got two screens and you used an entire screen for fart button.
Well, you do at least know the fact that they're doing that two-player split screen thing, right? One person uses the controller, the other person uses the entire TV.
You know, I didn't know that. That's a good idea. I unfortunately will never use that. It is irrelevant to my lifestyle.
Fair enough.
But
I'm
that's a
just
good
saying.
move. There you go. However, Mario Kart 8 is a sequel to Mario Kart Wii, which is the worst Mario Kart.
I liked Wii. I don't know what you're going on about.
Uh,
The only thing I hated about Wii was the versus mode, because they fucked up the battle mode.
yeah, they totally screwed up all the versus mode basically,
No,
and
really, really just battle mode.
no, because didn't they set like play limits? Like you can only play 3 games because you had to like set them up as tournaments or something.
What? No.
There was something you had to like
What
set up
the
like
hell are
a
you
limit
going
to.
on about?
Okay,
You get.
I don't know the.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. You're thinking because like after so many races, it goes to like the trophy screen and shows you like everyone's scores in like a Grand Prix
And
style.
then you have
You're
to like
thinking that.
reset it up.
And by reset up, it means press the A button like 5 times. That's
Yeah,
it.
everyone has to like select their character again and just set up the whole thing again.
You can also set that to be as many races as you want, and I think even unlimited was an option.
I don't think unlimited was an option. However, I
Well,
haven't
if
played
it
it
wasn't,
forever,
I
so
think
you might know
32
better.
was.
Also, 12 people on one track just made things stupid.
Isn't that permanent now?
No, in seven it
I'm
was.
pretty sure 8 is back to 12.
That's what I'm saying. It's a sequel to. It's the sequel to Wii, and I don't like Wii. Seven was back to like 8 racers, and it was like, all right, this is manageable. There's some skill involved. It's not just 3, 2, 1, oh, chaos, whatever.
I don't know. I liked Wii. Uh, I didn't like the battle mode changes, but 7 fixed that, so hopefully they learned their lessons and kept that. It seems like they're leaning more heavily from 7 than they are on Wii in this one, though. So
I
here's
think
hoping.
they're leaning more towards Wii, but I guess we'll find out in May. Um, what were we talking about? Crossovers? What crossover? I feel like Animal Crossing could crossover with something pretty nicely.
Harvest Moon.
Well, I'm saying crossover with something that's not the exact same game.
Rune Factory.
Arguably, though, Harvest Moon is a more like in-depth Animal Crossing,
Mm.
so that would be a bit interesting. But like, I'm trying to think.
Virtue's Last Reward.
Choose last reward.
I'm
Which
literally looking at games that are next to each other, and I see Animal Crossing next to Virtue's Last Reward.
Why is that? Those aren't. Why? Like that's not alphabetical.
No, it's just in random order.
Okay. Gotta organize those games, man. All right. What's the next question?
Next question comes to us from Andrew, who says, I know what we all want to happen, but do you think Super Smash Bros. For Wii U or 3DS will live up to the hype and be super amazing, better than Melee and Brawl, or do you think it'll flop? I don't think it'll flop. That's the one thing I'm like sure about at this point, because Even though they have another team working on it, it's a team that's renowned for their fighting games. So I think they're safe in that aspect.
I think calling it Smash Bros means they're safe,
That too.
just in general.
But I mean, like Brawl did alienate some people with stuff like the tripping and that. So
Right, but I feel like everyone who is that upset about Brawl tripping is like the target audience for Smash Bros, and of course they'll buy it.
hmm. I don't know. I think it'll be better than Brawl. Whether or not it actually finally dethrones Melee is a different story. But no, I think it'll be good.
I'm trying to think, like, is there even as much hype for this one as there was for the last one? And maybe it's just because I'm much more like less attached from it. Because like when Brawl was coming out, I was checking Smash Dojo like every morning, learning some new stuff.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think
they're trickling the info in this one a lot slower. So
are they? Because I thought like I haven't gone to Smash Dojo, but do they update every day still?
there's a new screenshot of the game every day, and like sometimes the screenshot will give away something in the game. Like recently, the last major update they had, I think, was introducing not Little Mac. It was a returning character, and it's just SmashBros.com. It's not Smash Dojo this time around.
Oh, okay. I just went to Smash Dojos, and that was not the right site. Oh yeah, today's screenshot is Pikachu using its Thunder attack.
Yeah, and
That
showing
sucks.
how well it chains together. Yeah, the last thing they did was introduce Little Mac and then reintroduce Diddy Kong. So every now and then they'll
Okay.
show off new tracks and they'll show like screenshots from both games.
So it
And
seems like Smash Dojo is a lot less interesting than last time.
yeah, basically.
But then
But like
again, I'm way less connected to it, so maybe I'm just not in the zeitgeist and not noticing that there's major hype. But I'm just not hearing a ton of people like super excited for this one. Whereas last time, I was neck deep, super excited for it. I don't know. I'm
I don't
sure
know.
it'll do fine.
The idea is that they're using Miiverse, which is why it's all the screenshots. It's just they're submitting Miiverse posts every day, and that's just kind of what's going on, and you get info from that. Like they're still like releasing stuff like, oh yeah, here's the new like assist trophy, like Waluigi or like Ashley and stuff like that. But there's no place like chronicling it all on one website like Smash Dojo was, so it's a little rougher around the edges.
Right. Yeah, because like I want to, and maybe it's just like nostalgia glasses making things weird. But I seem to recall like the updates on Smash Dojo were usually like really cool every day.
They were written like you could there was care put into writing them. Here it's just like a short blurb along with a screenshot.
Right. Like this was almost more than a screenshot. There was like a collection of screenshots about something new or cool happening, and I don't know. Maybe there's just like not because I want to say Brawl was pretty different than
Hmm.
Melee. Like they added so much to it, like customized stages and stuff. Maybe there's just not as much of a leap forward.
I don't know. I think they might have learned the lessons from Brawl and like, all right, let's not like shoot the moon right off the bat. Let's just
Like
slowly
shoot for the
trickle it up.
stars.
Yeah.
Right. Huh. Maybe. Regardless, like we're both probably picking both of them up. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's yeah. That's a game that I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I didn't play Brawl for that long. I don't. I'll play this one for that long.
I
It's a
play
multiplayer
Brawl a
game.
lot, so odds are I'll be playing this one a lot.
There you go. All right. This next couple questions is from Fruit Puncher.
All right.
Number one. Who do you recommend to get Mario Gold? Does that mean anything to you?
No.
It may be my first one in the series, but I want to know who the game appeals to. What is
Uh,
Mario Gold? Is that a thing?
I assume that's a typo and that's supposed to be Mario Golf because D and F are next to each other.
All right, Mario Golf. I thought it was some like underground internet Mario game that you would know and I wouldn't.
No.
Let's assume, I'm pretty sure the guys in the chat, but let's assume it's Mario Golf. Who do you recommend? But I don't understand. I don't even understand the question. Who do you recommend to get Mario Golf?
I assume it's like it might be more like, do you recommend getting Mario Golf? It might be my first one in the series, but I want to know to whom that game appeals, plus pro and cons of the series.
Okay, let's assume it's that, and we didn't just make up a question.
All right. Well, if not, then we also made a good question. So,
All
uh,
right.
well, they brought back the RPG mode, which is an interesting thing. So it's like you can like level up and customize a golfer that way. If you like golf games, like the caveat here is, do you like golf games? Because if you don't, then I would say no, don't get it. but it's like a solid golf game with Mario like charm to it. Like some of the maps will have like power ups that can be activated, or just like themes that you'll really enjoy. But there's still power shots and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it is a golf game. Like if you played Mario Tennis, you played it because it was a fast-paced tennis game. This is just, I guess, for lack of a better term, a fast-paced golf game.
This is probably gonna be my first Mario Golf game.
Mm.
Nathan was talking about mini golf. That sounds awesome. Is that in this game?
That was in the original one, the N64 one, and it has
And then
not
they
been back
thought,
since,
let's stop doing good ideas.
apparently.
Oh man, okay.
It
Well,
hasn't been in any other Mario Golf since, so I hope it comes back. But odds are, if they haven't brought it back at this point, they probably won't.
is this still the Golden Sun people?
Yes, this is Camelot.
Sweet.
They also did the Mario Tennis game that came out last year.
I didn't pick last year.
Pretty sure that was a 20.
2 years ago, the 3DS one.
Oh shit, you're right. That is 2 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah, because I remember that coming out close to the like a few months after the launch. So yes, everyone in the chat is saying it's Mario Golf. Second question about the range of layoffs from Sony's multiple studios, Microsoft, Disney, Rational, and Molten Games. Has this happened before, where there are lots of layoffs for different companies in the span of a short period?
Yes, all the time.
I want to say like every week we hear about layoffs somewhere. It definitely does seem like the game industry is pretty like close knit, because whenever there's like a huge layoff from a studio, like a bigger studio, there'll be like just job forums and job sites and Google Docs just being like, "Hey, we're hiring. Hey, we're hiring." Right? Like I think what was the most recent one? Irrational, when it kind of just closed everything. I remember tons, because I follow a bunch of people from Harmonix. They were just like, "Send me an email. We're hiring people."
Weird.
So it seems, the game industry definitely tries to help collect and maintain their talent, as we just saw with Amy Hennig, at Visceral. She left, what was that, like 2 weeks ago? So,
Roughly. Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and she's
so
already got like another high place she's working at.
exactly, creative director on a Star Wars game. Like, go follow the money. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but yeah, I want to say that definitely happens all the time. Um, just some are louder than others depending on how big the studio is, but
Yeah, and it's more and more common now with the fact that AAA game development is so expensive, and like games
right.
need to sell like a crazy amount to become profitable. Like remember when Tomb Raider sold like what was it, 2 million, and they said that wasn't
No,
profitable,
it
so it
was
was a failure.
4 million,
And they said that was a failure.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's crazy. So
I
that
think
just
what
goes
we
to show how crazy it is now.
Yeah. I think what we are seeing a lot more of these days is people leaving of their own will to start their own companies.
Hmm.
Igarashi from Konami, the Castlevania guy, just did that. Um, I believe Cliff Blazinski is currently doing that. Ken Levine's doing that. Or I guess he didn't leave to do his own company. He just decided, I want to do smaller stuff.
And
But
then got rid of most of his company.
and then the company they just closed it down to hang on to Ken Levine and whatnot. Um, the main writers, Campo Santo Games is a thing. The main writers from the original Walking Dead series are doing that. So I feel like that's happening a lot more. Um, just people leaving from a volunteer basis to do their own thing, which that's why there's not going to be tons of space at PAX East, because there's all these new companies.
Yeah.
There you go. So. And last question, John, did you complete Dee's journal 100%? He's talking about Bravely Default.
Yep.
One of the characters has a journal. Did you do 100% of his journal?
I assume you mean like items, enemies, and all the abilities. I got all the items. I fought all the enemies. I didn't bother getting all the vampire skills, and I didn't bother getting all the different combinations with the salve maker, because at that point I kind of stopped caring. But everything else in the journal is complete. Items, enemies, and as far as I'm aware of, locations and side stories. And summons, I guess, too.
Right. Just trying to look through the chat, see if we got any more questions, but I think most of them are like lost up in the top. Anyway, what's the next question? We got all of Twitter to go through.
Next question is from Matt, who says, "Have you guys seen the Mario Kart 8 trailer that came out today? If so, what do you think about it?"
Did you watch it?
Yep.
Yeah, I watched it just before the show.
That game looks really good.
I liked that they showed Rainbow Road because that's always one of my favorite tracks.
Yep. Supposedly, like
it is.
the song was a remix of the N64 one. I don't know if the track itself was a remix of that one as well or not. Some people said it was.
Isn't it always like the same song, just kind of remixed?
There are like different aspects to it all the time, but this was
Isn't it the
this one
same?
this one leaned a lot heavier on the N64 one, so it's possible that the track might have been the actual N64 Rainbow Road redone.
But the only thing I can really remember from that is there's some hills. There's that one part where you can jump off of it, and if you land on the other part of the track, you skipped half the track.
Mm.
And then there's just like firework or like star versions of characters off in the distance.
Which
like,
was happening on that video.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't notice that part.
Like there were like fireworks going off.
That's like the one defining factor is there's. I want to say they've done that multiple times though. Just had stuff in the background like fireworks or stars.
But like of the characters, I mean.
Yeah, is that not like normal now? I don't know. I guess I haven't been paying enough attention.
I didn't watch carefully enough to know whether or not if that was the updated track or just the normal one.
When it comes down to it, there's 4 things I know about Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
1, Block Fort is the best multiplayer track. 2, why aren't they doing a sequel to Double Dash? That was the best Mario Kart.
It was also one of the lowest rated.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like it's in that GameCube era where if they announce a sequel to something from that, everyone will lose their mind and it'll be like it was the best thing in the world. 3, the fart button sucks.
That's just an optional thing they put in because it's the fucking top-down map usually.
The 4th thing I know about Mario Kart is that Mario Kart Wii is garbage. Those are the 4 things you gotta just keep in mind when you're thinking about Mario Kart, and everything will come Milhouse. Yeah, no, I thought that trailer was cool. Rainbow Road is cool. It looks like there's another like traffic level, which that was cool.
Like, I never liked the traffic levels.
Oh, just weaving in and out of traffic. That's what I like. There was a traffic level in Double Dash. Next question. The Juker writes, now that April Fool's has passed, what were some of your favorite April Fool's pranks that you saw?
I honestly did not really look online at April Fool's pranks, so.
Yeah, neither did I. I saw the Google Maps Pokemon thing. I don't know if that was April Fool's related because it came out the day before.
It was April Fool's related, and supposedly it stopped on the 2nd.
Okay. Did you do any of that? We should talk about that.
I didn't do it. My friend did. He caught all 150 Pokemon that were in it.
Right. I remember Nathan doing quite a bit of it. I just don't. I don't know. That's like I feel like the target audience for I guess that is not me. I could not care less about that. However, I'm glad they did something just kind of super weird. Like that's super weird and silly. So that's cool that exists. I guess that's my favorite if it's April Fool's related, but I didn't do any of it. But yeah, you know, search up the Eiffel Tower and there's a Pokemon there.
Nice.
Nathan was tweeting about.
Which one was it?
I don't know. I'm just. In fact, I could have even lied. I just assumed there's a Pokemon at the Eiffel Tower. It was probably a Bulbasaur. I have no idea. I think Nathan said Jerusalem had a Pidgey, and that was upsetting to him for some reason. What's the next question?
Next question comes to us from Allison, asking, what's the worst April Fool's prank that happened to you? I had to go to school or work on a specific day that was April Fool's. That was it.
So you haven't had any like pranks against yourself?
Nothing April Fool's related. And anything that happened in the past ended with me punching someone in the face, so that stopped pretty fast too.
I just quick mention the chat's reminding me that on April Fool's, Homestar Runner updated.
Yeah. Oh, right. That wasn't
That's
really a
pretty
prank,
funny.
but that was pretty good. That
Yeah, it wasn't
cartoon.
a prank. It didn't have anything to do with April Fool's, from what I understand. They updated. So that is definitely pretty funny. Um, Worst prank. I guess I haven't had any bad ones. I remember though when I was back when I was in university and living in the dorms, I woke up and just like the common room's couch was in the bathroom. And that was more just kind of like I'm kind of half asleep, just like oh yeah, it's April Fool's. And all but one of the showers had condoms on the nozzle, and I guess someone had like turned the shower head on for a bit because it was just this like big hanging like teardrop shaped thing, but it was containing the water,
Yeah.
so it was just like, well, at least one of these is usable. It was just more of just like mild annoyance at it, but yeah, just kind of
Yeah.
seeing half, couch on its side, like
I usually made it a point, especially in university, to avoid any social interaction on April Fool's Day.
that's
At least till
probably
I
for
knew
the
it was
best.
safe. Yeah.
Right, right. Unless someone does something super clever, I'm just kind of annoyed with it. Like, just stop. But which I feel like that's the same with the internet now. Like before, it used to be like all the major news sites they gotta announce the April Fool's news, and then it kind of turned into like, do we do it seriously or do we do an obvious joke one? And
I
people
think
were like, here's the best April Fool's roundup, and it's just kind of like people tweeting, can we just not go on the internet on April 1st?
yeah. I think one of my favorite ones was BBC posted an article saying the world blew up and that the writer was writing the article from the afterlife. And that's all it was. It was like 3 sentences.
That sounds like an Onion news report.
It wasn't. It was legit. It was
Okay.
actually pretty funny that they did it.
All right. And that was just BBC.
Yeah.
Cool. The second question comes in from Allison as well. Do you think Mario Kart 8 and Smash Bros. Will save the Wii U?
Yeah.
No. Whoa. All right.
Well, okay, let's put it this way. It won't save it, but it'll definitely like probably double sales on that system.
I don't
Because
even think that's the case.
Mario Kart sold a lot of Wiis. It was like one of the highest rated core games or highest selling
Yeah,
core games for the Wii.
that's true. Mario Kart sold a ton, but I feel like I don't know if Mario. Now I'm just spitballing. I don't know if Mario Kart sold systems or if it was more just people bought the system because Wii Sports and I'm a grandma, and then people were like, "Oh, I hear Mario Kart is just kind of silly fun, and look, it comes with a wheel, and I loved swinging my fake tennis racket. Now I can steer my fake steering wheel."
Mario Kart Wii sold 35 million copies. I think your plan's not quite right.
I don't think Mario Kart Wii was a system seller.
I think it was.
Really,
It definitely sold a lot of Wiis. I was working retail at that time, and we sold a ton of Wiis and a ton of copies
people
of that
bought
game.
Wii's just for Mario Kart. Really, like
Yes.
this is shocking to me. I don't. Okay, I don't see that
A
game
lot
as
of people bought 3DSs because of Mario Kart 7.
I just. I just must not be like this. I even feel like I am in the target audience for Mario Kart. I just listed off the four most important rules of Mario Kart. I know it. Okay, I know those by heart. And
The
I'm
second
just.
highest selling Wii or 3DS game is Mario Kart 7 as well, so there is a trend
What's
there.
the first highest?
Do you really need to ask?
Is it 3D Land?
Pokemon.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, is it 3D Land or Pokemon? But I thought, yeah, that's yeah,
3D
no.
Land is third.
Okay, is it one specific Pokemon or is it just both of them?
They're combined.
Okay. And I guess I don't know. For some reason, I just can't stomach the idea that Mario Kart is a system seller.
I don't understand why. Like everyone
It's
loves
just it's
Mario
not even
Kart.
like it's just, it's not even like that deep a game. Like who needs a system for Mario Kart? It's just kind of silly fun. Like Pokemon is a system seller. That is a sophisticated piece of software. for scholars and gentlemen. But like,
Really?
that's crazy. Okay, all right. Let's challenge. You're saying what's your statement for the Wii U? You're saying it saves it, or you're saying it doubles the sales? That's what you were saying, right?
I'm gonna say yeah, like it doubles sales. It increases sales a ton.
So you're saying from like okay, I'll give you like 1 month sales for Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair? You think it doubles?
Okay, are we saying doubles as in like it goes from the install base of like 9 million to 18 million, or I'm just saying like the monthly sales of the console go double?
Okay. So you're saying the difference is doubles entirely, or you're saying on average it beats the monthly sales?
On average, it
By
beats the
double.
monthly sales. It doubles the monthly sales.
I could see that happening,
Yeah.
but I think that's fundamentally different than doubling everything
Well,
and
because
murdering your saves.
okay, well, let's put it this way: how many Wii U's have been sold?
I don't know. No one emailed us in with that info.
I'm looking it up.
Okay. Like I'd even go as far to say like Smash Bros comes out this summer, right?
They haven't set a solid date yet.
Okay,
It's
so
all they said is 2014.
then it's probably this fall. Well, I don't know. When did Brawl come out? Wasn't that August?
I think it was earlier than that. I can double check. I've got the list open here.
Sure. Like I'm even thinking like from the time
That was
of
March.
March. Wow. Okay, I was way off. Because I don't even think both of them would double the install base.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how many units they've moved in total here, because like they 3.06 million units, 1.5 million units for the holiday season last year. So that probably means the install base is around. Oh, here we go. Nintendo has sold about 6 million Wii U systems as of the end of January.
6 million? Is that what you said, or a billion?
6 million. So around 6
6
billion.
billion
Jesus
would be
Christ,
insane.
yeah. 5.86 million, it says.
News story: most of the world has a Wii U. Okay,
So
6
yeah,
million.
see that jump from 6 million to 12 in 1 month is impossible. But to
Well,
say that the
that's
monthly.
not. Yeah. Well, I don't know if we look at back at Mario Kart Wii, you're saying it sold 35 million and it was a system seller.
Yeah, but that's
6
also.
million
That
of that
also came
35,
out.
like that's a seventh of it,
Let's keep this in mind for Mario Kart Wii, though. This
or a
came out in
sixth.
'08, and they were still selling that system up until last year. So that's 5 years.
That's true. But it's still a sixth of what we're saying in total.
I just say at this point that the monthly sales for that system are going to go up for at least 1 month, if not 2.
Okay, you have completely changed your
Sorry,
statement.
doubled for 1 month or 2 months. Sorry.
Yeah, you went from I think it saves it to I think it'll go up. Like, yeah.
I stand by the double comment. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with I think Wii U's will continue to use electricity when Mario Kart 8 comes out.
Done and done.
I don't know. Yeah, it only needs 6 million. Now I'm starting to think that's doable. If you're claiming Mario Kart Wii was that much of a system seller.
In 1 month, though?
In 1 month, 6 million.
No,
No,
they
actually,
can't.
yeah,
They can't.
no, they can't. Like, what was like the launch months for the Xbox One and PS4?
400,000?
Yeah, I was nowhere near. You're right. I'm a crazy person who doesn't understand math. Regardless, I don't think it saves the system. I don't really know what saving means at this point. These are arguably like the last two games, except unless there's like they announced Zelda at E3, then maybe that could do it. I think Smash Bros has a better shot than, but Mario Kart Wii sold so much. That's the thing is Mario Kart Wii sold a dump truck amount of games.
Yeah, like if you want a comparison here, like Smash Brothers by comparison sold 11.5 million.
Yeah, like not even a third. Sheesh.
So if any game is gonna save the Wii, it's gonna be Mario Kart.
But I feel like, and you're saying the Wii U.
Sorry,
but
Wii U.
I feel like so many of the people that bought it were the people that also bought like the Wii for the casual market reason, and those people did not return for the Wii U.
It's true.
You know what I
Like
mean?
I don't know how well Wii U, like Wii Fit U has been doing, but I've heard it's not that
It
good.
can't be anywhere near as good. Like my stepmom bought a Wii. I doubt she knows what a Wii U is, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It'll definitely be interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be so weird. I don't think it's gonna do anywhere near as well as Mario Kart Wii for sure.
It will definitely be the best-selling Wii U game. Like based off of Wiki's numbers, which are a little outdated, admittedly, the current best-selling Wii U game is New Super Mario Bros. U.
I could
So
see that.
that's
Yeah,
not
as a
exactly a hard
launch
target to
title.
break. Yeah.
That's a bummer.
3D World's currently just under 2 million.
That's a bummer. That game's so good.
Luigi U is at 1.51 million.
That what? Oh man, that's
Yeah,
okay.
this list only has like 6 games on it. Wii Party U sold 1.24 million, and Wind Waker HD sold 1.15 million.
See, the fact that Wii Party even was that low, and that one came with a controller,
True.
like
I
the
don't know.
Wii U is
It's,
not in a good
this
spot.
this is going to be the best year for it, though, so we'll see.
Right? Like, yeah, that's true. Next question is from Ananias. Would you guys ever cosplay at a con? If so, what would you cosplay as?
I
You
used to cos.
cosplayed
Yeah, I
before.
used to cosplay a bunch. I just don't anymore.
You used to cosplay as Dante? Did you do anything else?
Rock Howard from King of Fighters and Mark of the Wolves.
I don't know who that is.
SNK fighting game.
Okay, well, I know King of Fighters, but
Yeah. Callus from Bait and Kaitos, but Dante was usually my main character.
right.
So
Arguably, it's just kind of you get the trench coat and the wig, and it's kind of Dante, right?
well, I mean, yeah, like you don't usually
Easier.
find places to buy bright red trench coats, though.
Right. I'm just saying, but like in terms of like this, like you don't have to do a ton. Like it's, I'd say that's
No,
on the easier scale.
I'd argue the only costume I had that was probably more complicated was Callus, and that's just because it's a really intricate, bizarre outfit.
Okay.
Dante easily took.
I shouldn't even be commenting. I haven't cosplayed, so I
Yeah,
have no idea. Um, I don't know. I just it seems like a lot of effort.
it
I feel like
is. It's fun, but like it used to be a lot of drama associated with it that I found, which is weird. So I was just like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this, and I just didn't have the time commitment to put into it. So
I'm also just not a huge person of like, hey, you guys want to take my picture? Or like, I don't like it just seems like people want to take my picture, and I don't want to be photoed.
you don't want to be photoed.
Yeah, I don't know. If a costume presented itself to me, like someone made me a costume or bought me a costume or something, like somehow I came into a costume, I would probably wear it if I felt I looked good in it. If it wasn't like a wear this so you look like an idiot kind of thing.
Yeah,
All right, two more questions. You want to take the second last one?
sure. From Cody, has there ever been a time where you played a game for a long time without knowing about a certain feature? For example, I got several hours into Dungeon Siege 3 just wandering around until I found out I can press up on the D-pad to give me a guide to where I need to go. Bravely Default, actually. I didn't know for the longest time you could just set everything to auto,
I
which,
didn't know about auto either, and that took me a while. That's for
yeah.
sure.
It took them a while to actually tell you about it, too, which made me sad, but once you figure that out, it just makes life easier.
Um, when I was trying to think of stuff for this question, Nathan came to mind with his Virtue's Last Reward, not knowing you could just jump around the map.
Mm-hmm.
Um, trying to think about anything for myself though. I know there's gotta be some, but nothing is coming to mind.
Yeah, I've had a couple cases of that, too, but nothing's really jumping out immediately.
But yeah, the Bravely Default, I hadn't thought about that. That's definitely one. That's for sure. I have no idea. Last question. Here
I'm
we
going to
go.
say the same thing.
Second one from Cody. He wants to play 999. But should he play the iOS version or try to find a way to play the original? I've never really been into puzzle solving, but I know but I want to know if the puzzles really add to the game. So we talked about this on our spoiler cast. For those who don't know, the iOS version of 909 is out. However, it is just a visual novel. There is no puzzle solving in it. So they took out kind of all the gameplay apart from like the choosing which path you want to take when. And we were trying to decide whether we think it's worth it or not. And honestly, we're both curious how that would work because the puzzles they put a lot of story elements in it. Like you'll kind of do half a puzzle, and then a person will just want to talk to you for like 20 minutes about just the most random topic that in the end you'll find had stuff to do with it. We could only really come to the conclusion, I think, or maybe that I'm just remembering, one of them was kind of actually interesting in terms of what the puzzle you did was. The others were just kind of find your way out of this room. And they definitely get kind of annoying when you have to do like the starting puzzle again when you know, like, I know that the combination is in this briefcase, but in order to do that, I have to go over to this mirror so that he'll have an internal monologue about what's going on. Then I got to go over to the pillowcase to find a key so that I can look underneath this thing. And it's just kind of like, I know how to do the puzzle, please just let me skip it, and you can't. I haven't heard anything bad about the iOS game. I haven't really looked into it, though. So I think you're pretty safe going for it. The iOS, it's also a lot cheaper and easier to get. Like, what the iOS game is, like $10 or something like that. It's somewhere around $5 to $10, whereas the DS copy will be about 20, 25-ish, and then you have to wait for shipping and whatnot. So one person in the chat is saying iOS. I would probably recommend iOS as well. I don't think you need the puzzles. There's only one puzzle I'd recommend you needing. And also the final puzzle kind of sucks, and I just looked up a FAQ anyway. So I think it would streamline that game a bit nicer when you go through it like multiple times because you have to. So I would probably recommend iOS.
Fair enough.
And once you do that, check out our spoilercast.
Once you've completed the entire story.
Yeah. After all that time. Anyway, once again, if people want to send in questions, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com. It's topdownperspective on Facebook for the Facebook group, and Twitter is @TDP Podcast. John, what's your game of the week?
Ooh, tough choice. Minecraft.
I just thought about that. My game of the week, I was pretty down on Professor Layton, but I liked that ending.
I thought you just said, well, I guess you said bittersweet, so.
It was pretty bittersweet. To be fair, I played 30 minutes of Infamous, and I played like 3 levels of Donkey Kong, and we're comparing that against like a third of the Professor Layton games. Yes, it was pretty bittersweet, but just, this is my tribute to that ending, to the Professor Layton series. Just, that was, showing you that first cutscene again was such a nice move. Kudos to Level 5. That iOS Layton Brothers game is still bullshit. That's going to do it for this week. Shorter episode.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week, probably pretty early next week. We have to talk about anything with a schedule. And we'll get to talk to John right before PAX. We'll get your PAX East predictions, what you're wanting to look into.
I won't know because half the companies I expected to be there aren't going to be there.
Well, you'll look up what's going to be there and what you want to play. Like, PAX 10's already been announced.
That's true.
So, you'll have to look some stuff up. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Thanks, to everybody, for watching live. If you want to watch us live, YouTube is a video website that exists.
We're the channel Top 10 Perspective on YouTube.
No, yes, we are, but you can't type that in the URL.
You can also go to my YouTube channel and find a direct link there too. So
there you go. Which, if you're listening to this, you probably know what John's YouTube channel is. So there's so many ways to listen to us talk. We'll be back next week.
Apparently Sean won't because he's dying right now.
See you guys
later.